So yeah, so this is the content marketing plan. And remember, this is only the content marketing. This is not the content creation. Content creation is a whole different beast altogether. And again, if you'd like to know more about it, and my clients have had so much success because they have been able to create the right type of content with the right for the right audience. They figured out their audience, they figured out their content, and some of them have had booked out businesses, some of them have a sold out launch, some of them have created multiple books in less than 5 months, and they're being visible, and they're being invited as guests, etc. So this works, okay? But this one I'm going to talk to you about is only content marketing, not content creation. So the first thing you have to do is you have to know your goals and your objectives. Why are you producing this content? Okay. And once you've put that down, and it's not just producing your content for your audience, but for yourself, because you want a revenue goal. You have a revenue goal, and you want to create a certain amount of revenue so that you can have the freedom, the lifestyle, etc. that you want. And then right here, maybe I'll just zoom in a little bit. You can see that you need to list all the current metrics. Remember, you need to do this little audit, and you also need to write down what your email, if you have an email list, what's the list size? What are the average monthly unique visits to your website? What are the page views that you're getting? And average earning per click. Now, this is something you can only have if you're running ads. I've thrown this in, but if you're not running ads, that's fine. First, do the current one, and then see current, which means on the date of, like the date you are on right now. And then the 30-day metrics is 30 days in the past, like what was your list size, how many unique visits did you have to your website, etc. Because then you'll be able to compare the 30 days past to the current day, which will kind of tell you whether you've had any growth or not. The next thing, of course, is your knowing who you're creating this content for, your ideal customer. Write a short paragraph about who your ideal customer is, and sometimes you also may have a secondary customer. They're not exactly your ideal customer, but they're kind of just sitting outside of it, because they could become your ideal customer one day. And this could happen because maybe they cannot afford your product or service just now, or maybe they know about the problem that you're solving for them, but they're not ready to actually solve that problem just yet, okay? Then the next section, this is the fun part, the content audit, is what type of content have you been creating? Like list down, if you have been doing all of this or anything else that you've been doing, or which platforms, etc. What kind of like social media posts, long form, short form, etc. And then look at what type of content you want to try or continue the next 30 days. So over the next 30 days, would you like to try, say, for instance, if you had ticked off blog posts and video and lists, right? So would you like to try for the next 30 days? Would you maybe like to try a podcast? Would you like to try guest posting for someone else, etc.? So make a list of what you'd like to try and what you'd like to continue in the next 30 days. Then this part is fun. So this is your content brainstorm. And this is where you're going to write down 9 topics. You see topic 1 to 9 of what you consider are core topics that would be interesting for your audience and that you can talk about all day long, literally. These would actually also serve as your keywords for when you are creating your content. Then the next thing is your holiday content. You absolutely need to start planning your holiday content. Now, there are so many different holidays, right? And you absolutely must start creating your holiday content in advance, because it takes time to promote these things. And the sooner you have it planned out, the better you will be performing when it comes time to actually run the promotion. right? So list any holidays or observances, and they don't have to be big holidays. They could be something as simple as like an observance, like say International Women's Day. It could be something as small as Small Business Saturday, right? So you get the drift. So you have to create a list of what the dates are and what the holiday or the observance is, and then see if you can promote something from your products or services during during those holidays and observances. The next thing is your keyword tracker. So remember, you created in this on this page, you basically created your topics, right? So they could also be your keywords. So now you can actually track your keywords, and you can see where what keywords are being used, that maybe people are searching for a certain keyword on Google and they are coming to your blog. So if you have Google Analytics set up, you should be able to see what the search terms are and how many page views are happening from there and how many opt-ins. Like if you have freebies on your website, how many people are opting in using those keywords, right? So you can do that. That is a good way, and this is all part of your audit and future planning, right? The next thing is question tracker. Write down a few questions, like go into social media forums and you belong to a Facebook group. If you're a member of a Facebook group, go into the Facebook group and use your keywords. Say if you are a yoga instructor, use yoga, the term yoga inside the Facebook group, and search inside the Facebook group and see what comes up. So there'll be lots of people, maybe talking about their yoga service, yoga lessons that they're giving, or they could be asking questions around yoga. So if you are a yoga teacher, this is a gold mine for you to pick up questions and then see, maybe take that question and then you can create content around that question, and then you can track these other metrics. So pick up a few and see what you can get out of that. The next one is obviously your popular content tracker, and you'll know whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on Instagram, whether on YouTube or on your blog, you will actually be able to see what are the top posts, what are the top videos, etc., that is getting you more content. And you can use a really good, it's a fantastic tool called BuzzSumo. So it's buzzsumo.com. If you go in and you just enter a keyword, say yoga lessons, right? If I continue that example, yoga lessons, and BuzzSumo is going to give you a whole list of articles that are popular or trending. So then you can go in and check them, and you can just list the articles, etc. over here. Create your own article around them, own posts and blog posts and social media content or videos, etc. And you can track them here, right? So you can use that as well. So you can use the popular content tracker both ways. You can use it to track your own content, and then you know that, oh, okay, you notice that a how-to post on your blog actually got you a lot of page views, and it was probably it also attracted a lot of comments. So okay, that's a popular one. So you can list it down here, you can track your metrics, and then you can create more content around a similar topic. The next thing is a pre-published checklist. I wanted to give this to you because this is something that I use when I am creating my own content, and this is really, really comprehensive. So you can make sure that you're checking these off. The next thing is you're repurposing your new content. So when you repurpose your new content, it just means that you are not creating new content over and over again. You created a piece of content and you're reworking them into different formats to reach a wider audience. This is what I do a lot. I will take my Facebook Live sessions and I will reformat them into YouTube videos, into blog posts, into social media posts, etc. And then I repurpose. So you can actually use this checklist to see where all you can repurpose one piece of content that you've created. Next is, of course, you have to promote your content. So creating content is not enough. don't just create content and expect traffic. You need to promote each piece of content like it is a product in itself, right? And use this checklist to get all that done. You can broadcast to an email list, and where will you, so write down the headline, write down the date that you're going to be promoting on, where will you share on Facebook and all of these different platforms, what else, where else will you be posting this piece of content on. And then of course you have repurposed. If you have repurposed, then each of the new formats you can also follow these guidelines and post them on different platforms and use them in multiple ways. This is how you 10x your growth. You don't create 10 times. You create once and you reuse it 10 times on different platforms. And again, remember, reach on repeat, right? So this is how you're expanding your content. And I hope you're getting great ideas from this that you can immediately implement. Find an existing, and that's where we are exactly, revival content. Go find an old blog post and then use this to breathe new life into your older content. Look at your stats and list 3 pieces of content with most traffic, and then work on those. And these are the things you can do. So you can rework the title, you can add new statistics, do some research on Google and see if you can add statistics. Maybe you can update your blog post with new statistics around how many people are using Facebook. I'm just, this is just an example. Say you are, or if I continue the example of a yoga instructor, you can talk about how much, what's the percentage of people who are actually benefiting from doing yoga, practicing yoga regularly. Maybe you can talk about, another statistic could be the reduced illnesses that people are going through as a result of regular yoga, right? So you can take those statistics. You can update your recommendations. You can add new recommendations if you don't have any. So for a yoga instructor, maybe you are recommending them to try out a certain exercise or whatever. You can update images. So I'm not going to go through each one of them, but you get the idea. You can actually refresh your old content on all these points. And then if you find other things as well, you can list them down. And this is just a content calendar that I'm just kind of, I've included for you. You can print this out because this doesn't have the month and the date. So you can use this and create a rough schedule for your content. So the whole idea of this training is obviously to reuse your content. And that's it. So what I would like to talk about is why you should stop getting into this overwhelm, right? Because if you have a real solid, if you have a solid content strategy that gets you from feeling sorry to feeling happy, right? Then nothing can be better than that. Because what is, you have a certain goal with your business, and content is the only way that's going to get you to your goals, right? So it's the easiest thing. The first thing to do is to come up with your content strategy. And if you haven't done it already, then this is the right time. I'm really glad you invested in yourself, both as far as time is concerned, that you've taken to watch this training, as well as purchasing the training actually, so you can get started. Remember, again, don't keep creating new content because people are not seeing it. Most people are so busy online, they're scrolling through your feed, and if you keep creating new content, they're missing everything out. But if you take one piece of content and you try to reach them on repeat, you try to repurpose, you are expanding your content, you have a proper distribution plan, then they will see your content, they will see the offers, they will see the value you're adding, and that's the only way you will be able to transform their lives or their businesses, and they will value what you're putting out. They will benefit from it, right? All right, so thank you so much, and this is the best decision you've made. You are at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing. And honestly, if you just focus on this workbook, you will be able to get a lot done. Take care and stay safe.